Hello, I'm Brent LaRue, the registrar at the University of Chicago Laboratory Schools. We are a pre-K through 12 school with a little over 2,100 students. Most of my work has a little less to do with ed tech and a bit more to do with information management and analysis. And as a result, we have a lot of customizations that we've built to provide information to our parents or students, to other teachers, as well as other programs within the schools, like our extended day program. We also have customizations built to gather information from those folks that help lab out best. As a result, a lot of those customizations, which have been built in-house, need to be managed in-house. If there are version upgrades to major software platforms, our customizations could break. So we have a method to keep track of those changes, and also I take use of a few apps to manage those types of changes if I'm away from my computer and I don't have a laptop. I like to use iOS when I'm away from the desk, and three apps that I would like to show you that help me when I have to make changes. I think these apps could also be useful for applications around computer science. But those apps are Screens for VNC connections, Termius so that I can shell into my machine, and Buffer for when I need to edit those particular files. So Screens is a VNC program that I use to virtually control my computer remotely. I can use this to take care of most of the problems that I run into, but the lag can sometimes be a bit difficult. I like to use this to mount network drives that I would then be using later with a terminal command with Termius. And then I will pull up Termius, connect to my machine remotely, and then navigate directly to whatever directory I need to be working from. Our staging server, like I mentioned, uses SVN, and I'm able to take care of all of the work as far as relating to commits or reversions. The ability to pretend like I am sitting at my computer and use this as a terminal is very, very helpful. One thing that I do is I will check out a particular directory directly onto an element that is controlled by iCloud. So that folder was on my desktop, and I use iCloud for my desktop. And as you can see, it makes things like using Buffer a lot easier. Because I'm able to open the file directly from iCloud, this is the exact same code that is being run on our servers. If I make changes to the file, I am then able to go back to my shelled in machine, and I can see that that change was represented directly on the desktop because iCloud has made a sync. And if that is a change that I wish to see, I can commit that change back into the system that we want to be using. This is super helpful, especially if I'm away from my desk. I've done this more often than not on vacation when there's something that needs to happen right away. But this is a really helpful way to do some type of programming on iOS within a controlled environment. And under normal circumstances, I would then go to the server that needed updating and perform the update that way. But since I don't need to do it, I'm not going to do that today. So those are a few apps that I use regularly to help perform updates to critical systems that the schools depend on when I'm away from my desk. I like using the iOS platform, but sometimes you have to be kind of creative in order to make it do what you want it to do. I like those apps. I hope you give them a shot and take a look at them, and I hope they help you out. And I hope a lot of things like peace, love, and understanding. Thanks.